Today we are looking at the interior of this 2019 BMW X7. So how well has everything held up after 70,000 miles? That's what we're going to find out today. The X7 is at the top of BMW's lineup, so that means it's going to be the most luxurious out of them as well. The door panel is going to be made of soft touch plastic on the top, leather on the armrest, and all your controls for your windows, sunshades, mirrors, and rear seats. You also get a bottle holder and a giant door pocket down below. Taking a look at the seats, these will be made of merino leather and they will be 20-way power adjusting. These also heat, ventilate, and massage you. Getting inside is relatively easy, and you can close the door with the soft close function. Taking a look at the steering wheel, this will be nicely leather wrapped and heated with M branding down below. You also get gloss black on your buttons and these half paddles. The gauge cluster on the X7 is very nice and the graphics are pretty crisp. You also get a head-up display if you don't want to look at it. Taking a look at materials, you'll find soft touch plastic on the upper dash, but you can choose full merino leather on the new one. You also get this customizable wood trim, but today we have the glossy wood trim, and you'll have a lot of aluminum running through here. The shifter and the iDrive controller will be made of real glass. Taking a look at storage, this will be okay in the X7. I did mention the giant door pockets, but you also get a wireless phone charging pad, 2 cup holders which are heated and cooled, and a good amount of space in the center console. This does, however, fall behind the Cadillac Escalade. Taking a look at the climate controls, you actually have physical buttons. The brand new BMW X7 has it all integrated into the touchscreen. So you have 5 zones of climate control on this one, which is absolutely insane, and you can control everything through here. You also get heated and ventilated seats. I really like the infotainment system in the BMW X7. It's very user-friendly and you actually have physical buttons unlike the new one. This is the iDrive7 and can be controlled with this knob right here or the actual touchscreen. This has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and as you can see, navigation. When you put it in reverse, you'll find a high-resolution backup camera with a 360-degree view. You also have a 3D view, which works really well. I like Audi's a little bit better where you can actually touch the car and then you can go around the whole thing, but this still works just fine. Taking a look up top, you'll find a giant panoramic sunroof. But what about the passenger side? What is your front passenger gonna get? The door panel will be basically the same with the soft touch plastic and the glossy wood trim, but you don't get all of the controls for the rear seats and the sunshades. You also get a large door pocket and some bottle storage. The seats will be made of the same merino leather with 20 ways of adjusting, heating, ventilation, and massaging. As far as the amenities, you'll find cup holders, glossy wood trim, and a button to massage your seat. There are multiple different modes that you can choose from on the screen. You also get passenger side memory, which is really nice to see on a flagship SUV like this BMW X7. But let's move on to the rear seats and see what kind of amenities you get back here. The door panel will be the same with the soft touch plastic and the leather. You also have controls for your left sunshade and your right sunshade. These will be power operated. Also, you can control the shade for your own panoramic sunroof, and the seats will be made of the same merino leather with heating and power adjusting. There are also these really nice pillows on your headrest. Inside of the X7, I have a good amount of legroom, although not as much as something else in the class like a Mercedes GLS or Cadillac Escalade, and there's a seat back pocket. This material can be cleaned very easily, and instead of an entertainment screen, there is an iPad mount and a USB-C port. There are a lot more USB-C ports than you'll ever need, with 2 more down here, another one on the other side, and a power outlet. There are also 2 cup holders and a large X7 brand. There's more storage and a 4th zone of climate control with the buttons for your heated seats. Overall, this is really nice, and you also get your own ambient lighting. To get into the 3rd row, it's not that hard, but it does take a long time. You're going to pull this and then move the seat forward, and it's going to power adjust out of the way. While power seats are really nice, they do take a long time to give you access into the 3rd row. If you forgot to fold up the third row, there are buttons right here to do just that. Now in the third row of the BMW X7, I don't have that much legroom because this third row is intended for kids. There's a lot of leather, ambient lights, wood trim, a cup holder on each side, and you'll also find a USB-C port and a tie-down hook under this right here. There's also a lot of amenities up on the ceiling. You get a 5th zone of climate control, buttons for your heated seats, and it doesn't stop there, because there's your own power sunroof. There's a power shade, but it doesn't open up, which is completely fine with me. This is something that you don't see every day, and not even the Mercedes GLS offers something like this. Now let's take a look at the cargo area, because this is also very important to the BMW X7. To open up the first part of the trunk, there's a switch in the normal spot. Of course, in typical BMW fashion, there is a clamshell opening. That gives you a bench for tailgating like in a pickup truck. Inside the trunk, there is a 12-volt outlet on the right side, and on the left side you'll find switches to power fold down the third row. Behind the third row, you'll find 12.8 cubic feet of trunk space and a false bottom. There's also a netted cubby on the right side. Behind the second row, you'll find 48.6 cubic feet and 90.6 as a maximum. With the optional captain's chairs, the second row can fold flat like the GLS. Keep in mind, all the competition will offer more space in all three configurations.